Let's do some audience questions. We've got really good ones this week. Let's jump right in. Ryan wrote in saying, hey guys, is contemporary art really art, or is it just artists trolling for money and attention? Okay, we've talked a little bit about the whole contemporary art, avant-garde art thing. So let's first start with a definition of art, all right? From the dictionary. Art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form, such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. So I think that with the broad definition of art as read, contemporary art is art. Now I understand some people might say, well, if I urinate on a canvas and then sprinkle sawdust on it to stick to the urine, and then I put that up on the wall as a painting, that's not really art. It's me urinating on a canvas. But I would argue that if it's visually compelling, if the visual combined with the story about it makes people look and say, that's interesting, then it is art in that sense.
Right, so there's two sides here. One is on the artist who is putting something forward that's creative and took a good amount of skill for them to produce. And then the other side is completely subjective, what the person taking in the art thinks of it. So how could I tell someone that they weren't emotionally affected by the piece that they saw or something? I don't think I'm in a position to say that something is or isn't art.
If it was really easy to produce, that sometimes people will look at like a Jackson Pollock painting and say, listen, I could do that. I'm just going to splash paint up there. And in fact, years ago on the Howard Stern show, they did something where I think it was Howard or someone else did some Pollock type paintings, and they showed them to people compared to actual Pollock paintings. Most people couldn't tell the difference, right? The Pollock-esque painting created by Howard Stern was indistinguishable to, non-art specialists from actual Pollock paintings. But I don't think that really proves anything, because it's much easier to copy a style that has been developed. That is different than creating something from scratch. So I don't even know that necessarily disproves it. There is lots of avant-garde and contemporary art that doesn't resonate with me, right? So like, for example, things made from trash, where sometimes I say, wow, that's really interesting. You've created radios from old trash. Okay, that's cool. Or wallets. I find that artistic and interesting. But then sometimes you'll have a picture which is just of like a piece of plastic that someone has left on the ground. It's photography. There's no doubt that by its definition is art. It might not resonate with me, but who am I to say that this is not art?
Exactly. It's like you may not have an interest in a specific topic. Like you're not watching the makeup tutorials on YouTube, but you understand there's a market for it and other people can appreciate that in their different ways. This always seems to gain a lot of attraction when someone puts forward a canvas with maybe a red dot and a splash of blue on it, and it sells for thousands and thousands of dollars, and people wonder, why would anyone pay that much money? But if the person buying the art is willing to do that, that's totally fine.
I should actually do that. I got some new paint because I've been, getting into acrylic painting off and on for a while, and I'm terrible. I should take a canvas and I should just paint. I have a color called, I think it's like titanium or something like that. It's like an off-white. I should paint the entire thing off-white and then place a blue dot and a red square on it. Maybe somebody wants that, right? I mean, maybe the placement that comes instinctually to me will really speak to someone, and how could anyone say that it's not art?
That's up to them. It's the perception of the value, right?
Art is in the eye of the beholder, I think, is what we're trying to say. All right, so there's my answer. I have no problem with contemporary art, even if it doesn't appeal to me. How can I say something is not art?